Hi, my name is Cameron Miller, and I'm doing a series of how-to videos for the Pokemon Stories role-playing game. And today I'm going to talk to you about saves and skill rolls and how to do those within the game. I'll start with saves. A save is simply checking if your stat is high enough to avoid danger. So you might use a speed save to dodge a melee attack or get out of the way of a rushing car. Perhaps a strength save to get out of a grapple or pin, a sense save to notice a ranged attack or something important heading your way, and maybe a mind save for willpower related things. To make a save, you're going to roll a 20-sided die and multiply the result by 10. So in this case I rolled a 3, that corresponds to 30, and let's say I was making a mind save. My mind here, I have 5 dots representing 50, so I would have passed. You're trying to roll lower than your associated stat. Rolling again, maybe I got an 11, 110. That's higher than my mind. I would have failed a mind save there. Now, the other way of solving things is skill tests. These are usually used when you're doing something actively rather than quickly avoiding something bad. So, let's say I'm doing a climb roll. That would be using my strength stat and my climb skill. I don't have climb skill, so I only roll one die. My strength is 50, and I'm going to be adding the die result times 10 to that number. So here I rolled a 1, that's 10 added to 50, that would be a total of 60. Not very good. The usual difficulties are 70 for basic tasks, 100 for things that are a little bit complicated that an untrained person would usually fail at, and you got 130 for tasks that would be challenging for a skilled person. It would be really difficult even if you were skilled, that would be 160. And then 200 is usually the max difficulty used for ultimate challenges. Now you can do anything in there. The GM may call for 150 or 120, or even, hey, 132 if he or she feels so inclined. So, if you do have a skill for something, like say I have stealth here, then you get to roll 2 dice. Stealth is associated with sense, so I have 60 in sense. And I'm going to roll 2 dice. I got a 2 and a 1. 2 is a higher, multiplied by 10, that's 20. Added to my sense, that comes out to 80. However, this is a Pokemon RPG, and you're normally going to be wanting to include the help of your Pokemon in this. So here I have an Umbreon. Let's say I'm trying to sneak. Now, one thing I can do is I can roll 1 die for myself if I have a skill, rather than the 2 normally, because when you're using your Pokemon's help, that's a bit of a drain on your concentration. However, if you can explain how your Pokemon is helpful to the task, you get to roll a die for that Pokemon. Let's say I'm going to use Umbreon. It has good senses, it can see in the dark, and it's a very naturally stealthy Pokemon. So that's how I'm explaining that Umbreon's helping me sneak into somewhere. And you can use the higher of your stat or the Pokemon's stat. So, on a stealth roll, that's associated with sense, Umbreon has 70 sense. I only have 60, so I get to use that sense. And I'm going to roll 2 dice. 2 and 2. Take the higher. That's 20. So I get 20 on top of Umbreon's sense of 70. That's 90 total. But there's another way you can use Pokemon besides just plain rolling dice. You pick one of their known moves that makes sense. For instance, if I were to use Chaos Tail, that's not a particularly stealthy move, but maybe I want to use Moon Shadow. The user becomes a living shadow, moving invisibly about the field. Well, that's a very good move for sneaking, so I can use Moon Shadow's power of 80. Now, if the GM were to rule that that move really wouldn't apply, he or she could say that it does half power or even no power. Alternatively, the GM could rule that this is super effective and we double its power. But let's just say the GM has it used as is. That adds 80 power to your stat. So here, the highest roll I can even get is 60, and I'm using an 80 power move. I don't even bother rolling. I just add 80 power to Umbreon's sense of 70 to get a total of 150. And that's how you handle basic skill rolls in the Pokemon RPG. Thanks for your time, and good gaming.